Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai Episode 7. Last week we left off with this turmoil with this battle in the forest, and Dai was down, and then Mom, the new character, came in and blasted him with a spell, which I thought was going to be a heal spell, but we find out in this episode it was Tingle. And Tingle is the spell that cures paralysis. So if you get paralyzed, use Tingle, which is a very funny name for a spell, but what can you do? So Mom wants Pops to cast the ice spell, and she teaches him how to use the gadget by basically casting the spell into the gadget and then firing it at whatever the target's going to be. So that little gadget she has, a little gun, is effective. And it lets people use magic without even having knowledge of being able to use magic. You know, if you have magic, you can put the magic in the gun. But if you don't have magic, you can buy these capsules that have magic in them. So when the Dragon Quest Dai games come out, there's going to be some new games coming out soon. And I believe one of them is going to be featuring this weapon. It'll be pretty cool because you could probably use that weapon if you don't have any spells, if you're in a jam or whatever. So I am interested to see how that's going to correlate to the series. I don't remember there being like a main Dragon Quest game that had a gun like this. I don't remember that whatsoever, but there could be. However, I doubt it. It's something that's just for that character, for the character of Mom. It's called the Magic Bullet Gun. That's the name of the actual weapon. It was named in this episode. So basically, Mom got the gun from Yvonne. And that's kind of cool because, you know, again, Yvonne was the hero. He's got access to all this cool stuff. And I guess he gave her the weapon. So it looks like, you know, Yvonne's students are going to be coming together to become the new heroes. It makes sense. Again, you can't really overthink that. You know what I mean? So things get creepy over on the island. We have the appearance of Legion Commander of the Mystic Legion, Mystic Bishop Zaboera, who works for the Dark Lord. And he was able to break through even Yvonne's force field on the island. This episode was mostly centered around Mom's backstory. We actually meet Mom's mother, Mom's mom. We find out that her parents were warrior and priest, so she's a warrior priest, and that Yvonne taught her healing and support spells and some martial arts. So we're going to have a party here where Dai's going to be a main legendary hero fighter. And like in the video games, he will have access to some spells. Then we have the specific sort of Pops' I guess, class, which would be like a mage. He knows how to do attack spells. And then we've got, you know, the support, which is Mom, and she knows how to do, like we talked about, healing and support spells. So she does know how to use magic even without the gun. And again, we have a pretty balanced out party. I mean, they might be missing some other classes like thieves and martial artists, but once again, the story's not over yet, so we'll see who joins the group as the story progresses. And we see flashbacks of Yvonne and some character development, you know, with him helping her out, you know, being a mentor to her and things like that. You know, he is the connective tissue between these characters, even though Dai only knew him for, what, less than a day maybe, I want to say? Maybe a little bit more than that. You know, he is sort of the heir to, well, Dai would be the heir to him, but that's kind of where the story's taken us. So we have this scene back at the Dark Lord's lair with Crocodile, who did escape earlier, complaining about the fact that he got beaten by a bunch of kids. And then Zaboera appears, and he offers to help Crocodile. So the Legion commanders are going to get together and try to, well, honestly, kill Dai. I mean, that's the point, right? Zaboera tries to seduce Crocodile into using dark side tactics, you know, cruel tactics to win. But Crocodile, who seems to have a little bit of dignity and respect and seems to be more of a hardened warrior, he wants to beat Dai fair and square, one-on-one. He has some honor. But Zaboera is telling him, you know, if you lose to this guy, you're going to be humiliated by, you know, in front of everybody, including the other Legion commanders and this and that. And, you know, this guy's a real slime ball, you know what I'm saying? You can tell, like, you know. And the episode kind of goes back and forth between Mom getting emotional, and we have some Dai training and things like that. You know, the good guys kind of somewhat at peace, more of a chill episode. And then the bad guys like Zaboera being introduced and kind of his conversation with Crocodile and whatnot. And so you have sort of this episode that has a little bit of action, but mostly it was kind of a setup for what's coming up in the future and backstory on Mom. I mean, that's essentially what this episode was, but it was effective. I mean, it wasn't a bad episode. It was just not every episode can be action. You know, this is a serialized show, so you have to slow things down before you build it back up again. I know some folks don't really understand that, especially young people who are just now like understanding how these shonen shows work. But not every episode can be fighting. You got to have some slowdowns, and this is one of the episodes where things slowed down. And I was fine with it. But the episode's climax is basically mom and dad both kind of accept that she wants to go help Di and Pops avenge Master Ivan, and she decides to go ahead and do it too. You know, they have this kind of emotional moment where they're like, don't worry about the village, we'll take care of it. You go out there, do what you want to do. You know, we know you want to help them, so you might as well go. And then she does it, and so she joins the group. So now we have 3 heroes now on the quest to beat the Dark Lord. Now, next week's episode is going to be freaking chaotic, because it's going to be a huge fight between Crocodile and Di. The rematch is happening next week. He's back for revenge, and he is coming with an army of monsters, so it's going to be interesting. That's the next episode. Anyways, what do you think about this episode, episode 7 of Di? I like Mom's backstory. I like how she joined the party and the introduction of a new villain. It was fine. It was kind of a chill episode, but once again, the show's still cool. It's building up. We're adding new characters. It's getting good. So what do you think? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.